Hi guys, it's Ani from Create Your Future. In this video, I will be sharing a lot of do's and don'ts, what gets me and all my clients success, what I've learned through my manifesting journey and experience. I will be addressing an important question, but before that, thank you guys so much for your interest in the Manifest Your SP Now course. The feedback I'm getting is just so amazing. I'm so happy that everyone that tried out my course, you guys are sending me all the uh, evidence and the success back. It's just wonderful to read it. Like, the fact that you're getting a hang of it and you're really understanding how to manifest the SP, how to manifest the contact and the communication and the stability and the consistency. That was the intention of the course. So I'm so happy everyone's having such positive feedback. Thank you for that. Um, if you have not tried out the manifesting course, it's going to be in the link in the description box down below if you're interested. So yeah, let's get into the video. So one question I get asked a lot, and I think once this concept is really like understood, I think that's where usually people have a breakthrough in their manifesting journey and they start understanding like that it's truly much easier than we think it is. And that question is, why do I always get negative thoughts pop up? Or um, why does my brain go back to the old story all the time, even when I'm doing affirmations, even when I'm having a strict mental diet? And I know it gets annoying, guys. Like, I know it gets really annoying when you're, on that mental diet, and then just in like half a second, your brain can think the worst and just you go down that rabbit hole, right? So the reason why this happens is, imagine this. I'll give you an analogy. So it's kind of a funny one, but I think this is the best way to explain it. So imagine you have a puppy, right? You just got a puppy or an animal that you need to maybe like potty train, right? So you tell this puppy, or you show this puppy and you teach this puppy that this is where you're gonna pee and poop, right? In this room. This is the pee room, the poop room, okay? And every time your puppy goes and does it somewhere else, you bring the puppy back and say, no, this is where you're gonna do it, right? So for years and years and years, you train it to do it there. So it just knows, like it subconsciously knows, okay, every time I have the urge to do number one or number two, I go to that area in the house or in the backyard, right? That is exactly how our programming is, or you've trained your brain to think about certain people, certain things, maybe relationships, where you just think one way, like that's how it is and that's it, right? So now imagine this, we're reprogramming our brain, right? So imagine now that puppy is now 10 years old, or it's now 7 years old, I don't know. Now you're trying to tell that puppy, nope, every time you have the urge to poop and pee, you're not doing it there. You're not doing it there. And you get angry at the puppy and you get mad at it's no longer a puppy, it's now grown. But because it's known that one place to do its pooping and peeing, now you're getting angry. No, that's not where we're going to do it, right? So now you introduce a new room or a new place in the house where, here, puppy, this is where you're going to do it. And the dog's going to be like, no, that's not where I've been doing it all my life. Why would I go there when I could go there? So that's exactly what your brain is doing when you're trying to reprogram it. Your brain's like, no, why would I go to I'm a creator when I've been a reactor all my life? It's not trying to test you, your brain, your logic. It's not trying to hurt you or test you. It's just done or thought of some things in your life for so long that it just doesn't want to change. It's just not comfortable, that change. You're introducing uh, a new concept, like, I'm all powerful. I'm the creator of my reality. And that thought pops up, no, you're not. No, you're not, because you haven't done it all your life. You have not told me this all your life. Why now? Why now? Like, prove it to me, right? So it's like ego, it's like your logic trying to justify everything. So I want you to know, guys, this is normal. Imagine it's just like training a puppy. You're training your brain. It's like a baby or a puppy, or it just likes comfort. It likes what you've been telling it for all these years, especially relationships, right? You've been thinking about relationships all your life in a certain way. Maybe it's how your parents taught you. Maybe it's what you've seen on TV or movies, or maybe you've just had experience in relationships where it just never turned out the way you wanted to. So now you just have the assumption that relationships are hard for you, or people just come and go, they never stay. You know, all of this is old programming in your brain, and it can be changed. It should be changed. Because if you don't like what you see in your 3D, and you don't like what you see in your 3D for quite some time, I'm talking months and years, right? Well, how do we change that? Because we are all powerful and we can change it. Well, we definitely can't change it by looking at the same scenario over and over and over again and reacting to it over and over and over again, because that just keeps recreating the same thing over and over again, right? It's like a different day, but the same thing, same scenario, same relationship, same behavior from people, right? So how do we change it? We reprogram ourselves. And it sounds hard. Reprogramming your brain, reprogramming yourself. It sounds very like a difficult thing. It's not. It's not. It's just how much are you willing to do it? Are you willing to give up the comfortable thought processes and the comfortable programming to get something better? Or you just want to stay in the comfort zone? Because that's what your brain knows, and that's where your brain's going to go to, and there's no effort in that. There's no effort in staying in the same place, right? So I'll explain it in a different way as well. So imagine, from the time you're a baby till adulthood, you were not aware of everyone's you pushed out or law of assumption, right? You were not aware of all your power that you can create. So what happens? How do we create assumptions? Well, when we're children, we take in what we see. So if you see stuff on TV or movies, or your parents, if you see stuff or hear things like men are not reliable, or women are not reliable, or just take care of yourself, forget love, or always keep your guard up, always keep your defense up, don't ever let anyone take advantage of you. Well, when you hear things like this, and most of us have, because maybe when our parents were angry in the moment, or maybe when we saw a movie or we heard something and that person was angry, we started thinking that, well, okay, maybe we need to have our guards up. Maybe we can't trust people. So from that point on, you're already separating that other person from yourself. From that point on, you're not thinking everyone's me pushed out. You're thinking, oh, you see, people can hurt me. Men can take advantage of me, or women can take advantage of me, right? Like, I need to have my guard up always. I need to be the smart one. No one can make a fool out of me, right? So we grow up, and obviously this is not with everybody. Like, I'm just saying, like, most of the stuff I see in clients, it's like a trend. Like, it's a pattern I see. So we see these things since childhood. We start protecting ourselves from the other person, or we start understanding that we must set boundaries. We must, not let people take advantage of us or anything like that. And we deserve everything. And you know what I mean? So from that point on, you're programming your brain. People can hurt me. I might take things personally. I must defend myself in relationships and love. Love may not be the best thing in the world, because I've seen people hurt each other in love. I've seen people divorce. I've seen all these things, right? Since childhood, right? You're thinking all this stuff. So now you're making assumptions. We're making assumptions, and then we grow up into adulthood with these assumptions, and they're so set in concrete. It seems like they're so set in stone, right? Because that's how you've been thinking. And in between the years of you growing, no one's told you, no, that's not the truth. Everyone's you pushed out. It's the way you see people to be is how they'll act with you and how they'll reflect it back to you. No one tells you that. This, guys, is the biggest problem I see in clients, and I saw it in myself too when I was on my journey. This is the biggest thing to get over. The way you were taught to see people, to take in their behavior, the way you were programmed, the assumptions you have about relationships, the assumptions you have about love. This is the biggest problem, because it's so set in stone for you. You think it can never change, or it's the hardest thing to change. And that's where the resistance comes in. Well, I want to tell you that absolutely you can change it. I see my clients change it every single day. I've changed it in my own life, the assumptions and the results, in love, in relationships. So everybody that I'm hearing that tried out my course, you guys are doing an amazing job changing it very quickly. So I'm very grateful for that too. So I get all this evidence every single day. And I want to tell you guys, wherever you are on your journey, on your manifesting journey, whether you just started or whether it's been years or whether it's been months, and you feel like you just can't get a hang of it, or you feel like you just can't shift your thoughts or shift your assumptions, you will have your breakthrough. I promise you, you will have your breakthrough as long as you persist. You must persist in the new assumption. You must believe your thoughts create. And if you saw my last video, I explained in that video that you do not have to believe in your affirmations, and you do not have to force a feeling when you're doing your mental diet or when you're doing your affirmations. All you must believe in is my thoughts create. If I can reprogram and change my assumptions about love, about SP, about marriage, about loyalty, about respect, about faithfulness, about stability in relationships, if I can just start really seeing those things the way I want to see rather than I've been seeing, right, in the 3D, if I can see it the way I want to see it and desire to see it and persist in that way, I will get my result. You will get your result. And so this is what I want to explain to make it easier. And it might not feel easy right now, but whatever's going on in your life right now, whatever's going on in your 3D, and if it's you haven't gotten the call yet, you haven't gotten the communication yet from your SP, you haven't gotten the commitment yet from your SP. Maybe SP, you see them with a third party right now, and it's really, really affecting you and bothering you. Maybe you just haven't heard from them at all, and it's really affecting you and bothering you. I want you to know, if you can just shut off your 3D and go in your mind, go in your imagination, and really picture what you want, what you desire, and persist and affirm that I already have it now. Don't worry about feeling it. Don't worry about feeling it. That's where I got caught up in my journey. long, 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 long time ago, when I thought everything must be felt and believed, and I had to believe every single affirmation, that I would confuse myself and I would lag the manifestation, because every time I wouldn't get my results, I would get pissed off, I would react, I would look at 3D, it's not here, I would check social media, it's not here. Anytime you check 3D, just know that you don't trust your power. That's the message you're sending to the universe. I don't trust you, universe. I don't trust myself. I don't trust that I'm God of my reality. So I must check if it's working. But think of it this way, guys. So we keep saying God of your reality. You're God of your reality, right? So when you think of a God, do you think of God as checking their own power, right? Can you even imagine that a God might check if something they commanded is working or not? No, right? Because it's God. It's all powerful. It sees everything, it knows everything. It just knows that my command, my wish is done. So it may take you some time to truly, truly believe that your thoughts create. It may take a lot of many manifestations, you practicing your intentions, doing them every day, seeing the signs out there, seeing the evidence out there, and then saying, okay, I get it. I get the hang of it. When it comes to people, we think it's a little bit harder, because you still might think that that person has free will. You still might think that that person has their opinions. Because remember what I said prior to this? When you're a child, you're a sponge. Your brain is a sponge, and you're taking everything in. And everything that you've been taking in, especially if no one taught you, everyone's you pushed out, is that person separate from me, that person separate from me, that person hurt that person. Oh, then that means I need to have my guard up in my relationships when I'm old enough, right? All these things is like protect myself, defend myself. People are separate than me. No one's me pushed out. Everyone's doing their own thing. Everyone has their own free will. This is how we are all brought up. If you're lucky enough and you were taught everyone's you pushed out, oh my God, you're so lucky. You don't have to go through this as much as I did, right? But it's a it's a discipline. And the more and more you practice this, the more and more you trust yourself, the more and more you start doing everything and you start seeing the evidence, you start affirming, you start seeing evidence, and then you do it again and then more evidence, right? Now it's like, okay, it's not that bad. I get it. It's easier. Step by step, don't beat yourself up that you're not getting it quick enough. Please don't compare your manifestation journey to others, guys. Like, you have no clue. It seems from the outside that one person got their manifestation instantly or immediately and you're not. You don't know. You never know what that person's going through, right? You never know how much they had to discipline themselves and persist in their thoughts. Like, I have clients, guys, and it was in my last video as well, the success story. I have clients that they still check their 3D, which I do not advise at all, because you're just prolonging if you're going to react when you check your 3D, you're prolonging your manifestation from coming to you. But still, I've had clients that check, react a little bit, and then they get back on track. They still persist, and they still get their manifestation. You can't mess it up. You can't mess up your manifestation. I want you to know that. I want you to trust in yourself. I want you to know that you are all powerful. You call the shots in your life. This life of yours is your movie, and you're the director. You are the director. You choose each and every character in your movie, the face, the body, right? and you assign the role. This person is going to be sweet, kind, loving, affectionate to me. Were they in the past? No. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Because every single second of your day is a new chance to create your reality. New opportunity to create your reality. There's no judgment. There's no rule in the universe that says, oh, you can have this one person, but you can't have that other person, or you can't have this one person, but you can have the rest of the people that are out in the world. No such thing. You want that person, that specific person, you can get that specific person. So I know a lot of you get confused because there's a lot of like teachings out there that say that, oh, if it's not this person, then it's someone else, someone better. This person was just a lesson for you. Wrong. False. I learned that the hard way. Like 10 years ago. That's how I learned it the hard way, because I believed in that teaching, that if it's not this person, then it's going to be another person. So I kind of would stop affirming or thinking specifically, and then you would just get general things, right? But then I stumbled across law of assumption, and I was like, wait, no, you could be very specific with this. So I started practicing being very specific with my intentions and affirmations, and I got my results very specifically. So after a lot of research and experimenting, that's why I'm giving you guys these tips, these do's and don'ts, because if you think that this SP of yours may just be a lesson for you, right? They're just a lesson. Maybe this one person just came into my life to teach me that I don't deserve this, or I don't deserve that, or like I deserve much better. That's a good thing. That's a good thing for you to raise your self-concept. I want your self-concept to always be high, and I want you to know what you want and what you are worthy of. You're worthy of everything. That's how the universe sees you. But never think that if you're going through a struggle right now in your manifesting journey with your SP, that it means that that person's not meant for you. You are a creator. You can create so specifically. You don't even know it yet. You don't even know it yet. The only way you'll know is by practice. I know I mentioned mini manifestations, like practicing with mini manifestations. If you are a person that feels like you are successful in money, in work, in jobs, in everything else except relationships, what I want you to do is do mini manifestations, but practice by intending you hear a phrase someone says. So we're practicing this with people. I want you to practice your mini manifestations. Instead of saying, oh, I intend to see like a blue car or a yellow car, right? Let's use our intentions towards people. If you feel like you have a struggle manifesting people and specifics in relationships, the practice I want you to do outside of your affirmations, if you guys are doing any affirmations about your self-concept and about your SP, keep doing those. But if you want to test how specific your power is, write down like, I intend to hear my mom say this one phrase to me. And make sure the phrase is something like she doesn't usually say. So when you see the evidence and she says it, you know that you did it. It was your power. It was your affirmation. It was your intention that did it. So let's say your mom never says, hey, do you want to watch Game of Thrones? I don't know why I use that example, but let's say your mom never says, hey, do you want to watch Game of Thrones with me? Intend it. If she says that to you, and she will, if you keep persisting. It depends. If you have resistance towards that, make it a little lighter. But if she says, hey, do you want to watch Game of Thrones with me? You're going to be like, Yeah, but I intended for it, right? I'm the one that did that. That specific phrase, I'm the one that intended for it, and she said it to me. Wow, everyone's you pushed out. Everyone's me pushed out. That's how I would practice. I would think random thoughts like that and say, "Oh, this person said this to me. That person said that to me," and I would just go about my day, not having resistance, because it's like your brain is still focused on the big stuff, right? So these little things you don't really stress over. But when they come true and when they happen in your 3D, that evidence motivates you for the big things in your life that you think are harder. Then you attempt the bigger things that you thought you never would get. And then you get evidence in that. And then at the end of it, you're a master manifester. You're really God of your reality. So I also want you guys to know that this knowledge is not new knowledge. I know it's like referred to as like new age teachings or something, but all my life I've researched, and a lot of you guys ask me like what my journey was, or how I came across this, but all my life I've been very into like ancient civilizations, ancient knowledge. I'm like a nerd for ancient Egypt, Babylon, and all this, right? And then in college I took comparative religions because I wanted to see how religions are similar and where they differ. Um, and all of that studying and research and linking everything together got me to law of attraction, and then the secret came out, and then after the secret I stumbled upon Neville, where you could get really specific because it's a law of assumption now. It's what you assume to be is true must be true. What you say is true, what you command, what you affirm is a fact. That is the truth, guys. What you affirm, your brain thinks it's a fact. That's it. What you affirm, your brain thinks it's a fact. Now, what you do from the time you affirm to the time you get your manifestation, that's the biggest responsibility that you must take, because that determines what you do in between. That determines how fast you get it or how slow you're going to get your manifestation. And I teach that in my course, the Manifest Your SP Now course. So if you guys are having trouble from the time you affirm and all that time in between until getting the manifestation, that time in between, I explain it. I talk about what to do in that course. So the link is going to be in the description box down below. But yeah, so if you guys are like me and you guys did all your research and you guys are into like ancient anything like that, comment down below. I'm really interested in hearing that. But yeah, so a lot of research, a lot of experimenting, a lot of do's and don'ts. I learned along the way what to do, what not to do, and I hope these tips help you guys out a lot. I intend every single one of you watching this video or watching any Create Your Future video, get your manifestations quickly. You get your evidence quick. I intend you see signs every single day that you're on the right track. I intend that you feel confident in manifesting. I intend you are patient and calm. I intend you have your peace of mind and stay neutral in manifesting, because your 3D might bug you right now. It might show you things you don't like. Just know that 3D is dead. 3D is done already. What's coming in your life is the result of all the thoughts you've been having so far. So all the thoughts you have today, tomorrow, the next day is going to show up in your future. Remember, the head's always faster. Your brain's always much faster than your 3D. So give yourself that peace. Please practice peace of mind, because you are entitled to everything you desire. That's why you're here experiencing this life. You're chosen to manifest your desires, to learn, to understand that everything you desire desires you. That's your power. You're entitled to it. It's just a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't learn that. A lot of people don't trust it. A lot of people don't try it out and experiment for themselves. So we're always looking at 3D and, saying, well, no, it hasn't been like that so far. Why would I expect anything different? Well, just try it out. Just try it out. You got nothing to lose, right? So I can't wait to hear your guys' success stories. I can't wait to hear all that positive feedback you guys are getting, all the evidence you're getting. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I can't wait to see you again. Bye, guys.